Jake Moody to kick off.
Now the Michigan man, Jake Moody, to get us started. And we are underway from Ford Field. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
A man who was the Georgia State High School Player of the Year in 2020. Here's Jahmyr Gibbs. And boy, showing how tough he can be to bring down, just fighting his way forward to pick up 7 yards.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up
Now a second and 2.
180.
Now a play fake, and it's gone. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
Brings up third.
Well, that was his first target of the game, and it's going to take at least one more target to get him on the board. Took a nice substantial hit to jar that catch loose from him. Incomplete pass.
An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2.
120.
Now gone. A short pass here taken in by Laporta. And he is going to have the Lions first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2.
Lions first down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
180.
They'll fake the handoff. Now gone. That's caught by Montgomery. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
13 yards on the play.
First down Lions on a pickup of 13.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so, and gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it, and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
180.
Gone. A short pass here taken in by Laporta. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 34-yard line. 15 yards there on the catch and run. We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice sustained series to begin the game, and it will continue after picking up another first there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
In motion comes the tight end left. Goff now looking to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Gibbs. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. Give him 32 on the play.
Execution was one of their watchwords leading up to this one. And on that play, able to execute brilliantly here on this opening drive.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, 1st and goal.
180.
Gibbs. Oh, he's going absolutely nowhere as he is hit behind the line. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
7-yard line.
That was a good illustration of setting the edge as a defensive end, being able to make sure that you stay on your feet no matter what type of block, and you're not going to get pushed inside. Stayed home, skated to the outside, and made the play.
White 20.
We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football. As they come up now, 2nd and goal.
Cut. 180.
Here's Goff. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly.
Sam Laporta from 6 yards away. And the Lions post the first points of the ballgame as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Well, that drive felt like it took up an eternity. We finally have some action on the scoreboard.
Yeah, but plenty of action prior to, because that drive took up all the first quarter before we spilled into the second, and finally, points were registered.
On the other sideline, they're chomping at the bit just to get the football. Extra point attempt to follow here. It's up, it's good. The Lions lead at 7-0.
That's the score. Lions 7, Commanders nothing.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
On the jump.
Looking to put a drive together.
Ready. Cowboy 80.
Now it's JCM, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. Kirby Joseph there to drop it.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Tag. 70 Timberwolves.
Off the play fake. Daniels. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a third down.
Let's go. 60 Bison, 60 Bison. Panther 11, Panther 11.
Now Daniels. He'll try and do this himself. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
Well, there were a couple of extra defensive backs in the game, so he really had nowhere to go with the
First
football
game of the day
despite his
type
search
shit.
for an open receiver. Tries to take off and run for it, but he comes up well short of the line to gain.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. Oh, a big decision here early. Look at this. They're going to go for it on their own side of the field. They'll try and throw for it here. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone.
We go tonight. 180.
To throw is gone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Jared Goff to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So that pretty conclusively, I might add, shows you the perils of going for it and not making it on 4th down. One play, touchdown.
Yeah, and I've got to put this on the man in charge, the head coach. He made the decision to go for it. To me, when punting was the only decision to make, and it backfired on him in a big way.
Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 14-0.
Commanders nothing.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
At their own 22-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay.
Washington.
Okay, ready?
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10.
Here we go. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Throwing now is Daniels. That'll be caught right side by the rookie receiver. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Great gains back-to-back. Last time over 30 yards, better than 20 here.
At the 24-yard line.
It looks like they'll move things around here.
Set up. Go.
Daniels with a give to Krosky-Merritt. And able to work his way down to 16. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this 1st half.
Ready? 19, 18. Ready, ready.
They'll run once more with JCM. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
That's another Washington Commanders.
Play action, now it's Daniels. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
70 Timberwolves.
They go play action. Daniels. Well, tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Good shit, bro.
Campbell with a pick. And the Lions are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down. Here's Goff. He's airing it out for Williams. And this is what here? Incomplete, they say. It looked like it was intercepted, but he apparently did not get the 2 feet down in bounds.
And 10 yards to go.
Back to throw. Goff. He'll try and do this himself. And he'll find the open man. That's complete. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
Lions, 1st down. 180. 1st and 10 at the
Goff now to throw. All the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter.
17 at the Commanders' 42-yard line.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down.
14. 14. 12.
Off play action. Here's Goff. St. Brown making the catch on the out route.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
A very one-sided first half. 17-0 our score as we get going in quarter number 3. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. We'll see, Charles, if they had a chance to hit the reset button at halftime. They have not scored. They're facing this big deficit. And if they're going to come... And got his man! Complete! Down to the 10. Touchdown! Washington! Terry McLaurin, 79 yards. And the Commanders come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2.
The Commanders will line up for the 2-point conversion.
18 Cardinal. Go street. Mustang 19.
Daniel's going to try and throw for it. And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it.
The score, Lions 17. Commanders 6. Jake Moody to kick off.
So following the touchdown, here's Moody back out to send it away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
And you can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because that's
taking it right down Broadway. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs, 72 yards. And the Lions are able to widen their advantage.
Teams always want to send messages. I think that was quite a statement there to start the third quarter.
Yeah, less than a minute in. Already that quick, long strike. They are setting the tone for the second half. Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now.
Makes the score Lions 24, Commanders 6.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will regular down a couple yards shy of the 30.
At their own 28-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they're trying to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that.
And he stopped after a gain of 1, not enough. Still a yard to go on third down.
A gain of a yard brings up 3rd and 1.
They'll try and run for it. Krosky Merritt. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
That's good for a Washington first down.
And this turns into a nice game with a slide at the end. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. To throw is Daniels. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
Daniels looking to throw. Setting up the screen, Krosky Merritt. So the screen good for only 2. Now it's third down.
Boy, that one was well read defensively. And this is all about diagnosis as a safety and being decisive because he saw it setting up in front of him, able to knife through there and make the play.
Now a handoff to Rodriguez. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16.
A 7-yard gain. That's another Washington.
Here's Daniels. Now he'll tuck this and run. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down.
He certainly did his best to find something on that run, but there just wasn't enough time to make it happen. Nice effort there, avoiding the sack and getting back to the line of scrimmage. That one certainly could have ended up worse.
To the air goes Daniels. Touchdown, Washington. Zach Ertz, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Commanders are able to get a score back in the final stages of this third quarter.
The tight end position has always been dangerous, especially in the red zone, short field. But now even more so because these tight ends aren't necessarily the tight ends of old. They're the rocked-up wide receivers who have a little bit more speed, way harder to cover than before.
Washington will line up with a 2-point conversion.
They'll look to throw. And unable to connect. They don't get the 2-point conversion here.
Keeps the score Lions 24, Commanders 12.
And they decide fairly early here they need the ball back, so here's an onside kick. And the Lions are able to cover this one up. I know they're down, but starting the third quarter there with the onside kick, what'd you think?
Well, I think that they're looking at it as we may not have as many possessions in this game as we want. There may be that sense and that feel, but they've got to go ahead and make something happen. Steal possession, try and steal some points, and get themselves right back in a position to try and win the game.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
180!
Now it's gone. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time is now run out on this third quarter of play. Back now at Ford Field. It's the Lions holding onto the football, and they also have the lead as we start quarter number 4. And this offense on third down today, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Goff. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. Touchdown, Detroit. So nearly a disaster there, but fortunately able to pounce on his own fumble, and that remains a touchdown.
And think about the run and the effort put in there by everyone, including him. Could you imagine going that far and not finishing it off with a touchdown? Fortunately for him, he was able to do exactly that.
The try here for the extra point. And that one makes this a 19-point game.
Makes the score Lions 31, Commanders 12.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And with a well-placed kickoff, that's what these new rules can do for you, as they'll be backed up to start this drive.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, well, the defense loses it. It's complete. That is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Terry McLaurin, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Commanders have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
You've got to understand situational football because they're playing with the lead here late in the ball game. So the back defender has got to be as deep as the deepest receiver. Keep everything in front of you, rally up and make the play.
Yeah, you would think they have the 3-score lead. Now it's down to 2, but 3-score lead here late. But they wouldn't give up a big pass play. And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is.
Jake Moody to kick off.
So here's Moody back out there now to send this one away. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. From the gun, here's Goff. A short pass here taken in by Laporta. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before it's taken down. 23 yards to pick up there.
I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because, to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
Counter play. Here's Gibbs. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard.
At the 44-yard line.
And in this situation with a lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
It's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
180. Turbo.
Second down, and they go back to Gibbs. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5. 77 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Now this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. From the 50, it's gone. Throw left side complete. That's Gibbs. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. They go ahead and snap it. Gone. And he is caught. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. That one a backbreaker as they wind up converting there on 4th.
First and 10 at the
So this offense able to convert on 4th, and now a fresh set of downs here. 1st and 10. Now back to the ground. Here's Gibbs. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage.
Right at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Tonight. 120.
Throwing now. Goff. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
He's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
But we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete.
Black 20.
Goff. And he comes back with one complete. And he will have a Lions first down, and that's the one that should seal a victory.
Detroit Lions.
Here's Goff. Oh, a first mistake for him in the ball game as it's intercepted. And the Commanders are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
At their own 34-yard line.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Come on. Set. Pat the 60. Trap 60. Go.
Now Daniels. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
But this defense has been physical all game long, and it certainly looks like they're not going to back off and make things any easier. They want to keep making life miserable for the receivers all the way to the end.
Under 50 seconds to play. Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Daniels. That's caught downfield. It's Lane. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
7 yards.
And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
He's going to let this go deep, back over the middle. And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on. Another try, 2nd and 10 now.
Here we go. Here we go. Stretch the eagle. Locking 18.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And that was too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
Now the focus is really clear. They need to get that first down and either get out of bounds or maybe use one of those timeouts.
Cougar 19. Ready.
They'll look to throw again. Lines up and lets it go for Samuel. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. No choice but to go. Here's fourth down now.
Here we go. Set. 70 Timberwolves.
Daniel's going to throw for it. He'll try to do it himself. Airs it out toward the corner of the end zone. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And that will force a turnover on downs. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And still 2 timeouts defensively, but even if they choose to use those, 3 kneel downs should be enough to get out of here with a victory.
And that's exactly what's being stated into the head coach's headset. Oftentimes they have a guy upstairs who monitors this at the end of the game. Little clock management 101.
And the Lions first down. First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, first and 10. Goff going to throw it. Now he's going to step up and run. That is incomplete.
I certainly like the idea. You're down on their side of the field. Get your big play guy involved. That time, they put one up for him to see if he can pull it down in the end zone. But the coverage was good, and it winds up incomplete.
Here's second and 10 now from the 29.
Cut. 180.
To throw is gone. And it's incomplete. Was still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. So it's a win here for the Lions, and the guy who spearheaded things was their quarterback, and that's Jared Goff.
Yeah, the numbers don't jump off the page, but he was a steady influence back there. He had a couple of touchdown passes on the afternoon. His guys rallied around him, and they're going to come away victorious.
So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Lions as we say so long from Ford Field.